everyone, I decided to create my own tag video this week, and it's called the Movies to Books tag. It is basically the opposite of the Books to Movies tag. What I'm asking me and everyone else that wants to do this tag is, what 5 movies would you like to see turned into a book, aka novelized? Novelizations, if they're well written, can be kind of fun because you can get insight into the characters' minds. You can also get events that maybe were cut from the movie and sometimes alternate endings, and so that can make them pretty cool. The only rule I kind of imposed on myself for this is that the movie couldn't already be based on a novel, and then also I try to pick ones that weren't already novelized, or at least to my knowledge they aren't. Easy peasy, you don't have to follow those rules, but that's what I went with. So now I'm going to go on and tell you my 5 choices for movies to books. The first movie I would love to see novelized is called Ladyhawke. This is the story of a couple who is cursed. The woman is a hawk by day and the man is a wolf by night. Thus they can never be together as humans until the curse is lifted. First of all, I would love to see this novelized just because I love a story that is about true love with obstacles. Also, it has a little bit of backstory that they just had to do exposition for in the movie, but then if you made it a book, you could spend extra time on some of that backstory and maybe do a flashback thing with it, and I would really love to read that. It's a similar fantasy vibe to maybe something like The Princess Bride, and since The Princess Bride is based on a book, I don't know why a book can't be based on Ladyhawke. I wanted to pick a classic film next, and I went with Roman Holiday. This is the story of a princess who gets sort of fed up with her princessy life and decides to escape for a while and roam the streets of Rome, and she ends up meeting a reporter who she doesn't know is a reporter, and he sort of wants to scoop a story on her, but then he realizes that he might actually kind of love her a little bit. What I like about the idea of this as a book is that I really enjoy the idea of a book that takes place in one day, like the story just takes place in one small set of time. That just interests me, but also I think the ending is very poignant and would be so heartfelt to read. I definitely had to put some sort of 80s teen movie on this list, and that is because any book that resembles the vibe or dialogue type of an 80s teen movie is automatically one of my favorites, because that's just one of my favorite kind of movie genres, if you will. I played with the idea of Say Anything or The Goonies, but in the end I really decided that the movie that I would like to see most as a book is The Breakfast Club, the story of a group of teenagers who get stuck in detention one Saturday and discover that they really weren't all that different from each other. What I like about this as a book is that yet again, it does sort of take place in a short amount of time. I don't know why I love that idea so much, but I do. But in addition, there's just so much character development and so many character things that you could do with that story, and so many thoughts. I guess I just really want to get into the heads of those characters even more, and that's why I think that would be a really fun book. Thought I would pick a little bit of sci-fi, and I decided to go with The Fifth Element. It's basically the story of a woman who is created to basically save the world, and the guy that sort of has to make that happen in the end. That's the best I can summarize it in a short sentence. Anyway, I don't really know if this would come out as a novel really well. It does kind of have this comedy element that I'm not really sure would come through in a novel, but I would really like to see somebody attempt it, I think is why I would like to have this be novelized. And also the story is just so interesting. It has so many interesting characters and so much interesting dialogue, and I would just like to see more on the aliens and more on all that stuff. Yeah, I don't know how you do it, but if you could do it, it'd be awesome. Last last movie I picked was a movie called Upside Down. This is a film about a planet that has dual gravity. So there are two sides and everybody looks upside down to the other one. And you're not really supposed to associate with anybody on either side. So when a couple falls in love, insanity ensues. I'm pretty sure that more than a few people didn't actually enjoy this film, but I actually really liked it, and when I saw it, I thought this would be an awesome book because it is sort of told from one of the characters' perspectives. It's already got kind of a first-person feel to it. Also because it does have that sci-fi forbidden love thing that is used a lot in young adult novels, and mostly because I wanted a sequel at the end of this movie. It wasn't like too up in the air, but there was enough left at the end to call for a duology at least. So I think it'd be cool to read this as a novel and have a duology. And also, I think it would actually maybe make a better book than it was as a movie, even though I was one of the people that liked it. So those were my 5. I have left a list of people I want to tag in the description if you want to check out those channels. And also, if you would like to do this tag, please do. I mean, I do 90% of the tags that I do. I was not tagged for, I just do them because they're fun. So if you think this is fun, have at it. So I will see you all next week. Thank you for watching. Bye!